All right, good morning. I am back. No time to really explain everything that's going on, but I'm currently in the process of finding slides that could be useful for today based off of the data that I've got in my Excel sheet, which I will show you in a bit. But I'm looking to try and find comparable slides to today's price action, which could help inform my trading decision. Okay, that's them. Okay, that is all the slides gathered, and now I will show you, if I can. Oh, the streaming website has changed a little bit. So this is how the market looks this morning. Not looking great. Right in the middle of the overnight range, right in between the previous day close and the previous day low, and the first two bars have formed a trading range. So it's not particularly exciting, but let's see if the data says there is anything potentially interesting going on. Okay, so here's the Excel sheet. Now, what we've got is hopefully you can see this. I've filtered overnight range location within the overnight range. So we're only seeing days where we were within the overnight range. I'm filtering for when we're between the previous day close and the previous day low, which is where we are now. And there's been 17 examples. So 17 out of 245 trading sessions. The market has been trading within the overnight range and has been trading between the previous day close and the previous day low at 8:30. Now if we filter for when the market moves above the second 15-minute bar, there's 7 examples, and on 5 of those 7 trading days, buying above would have worked. And I've now got the slides, so we'll be able to see the slides here. So these are those 7 sessions where the market was within the overnight range, below the previous day close. And on 5 of those 7 occasions, buying above would have worked. So this is a good example. These aren't quick trades, it's choppy, but more often than not, the market made an attempt to close the gap to where we closed yesterday. But so that's a potential trade if the market pushes above, and then if the market trades below the school run bar, we've got 10 examples. Selling below would have won 6 times out of 10, so not fantastic odds. And these are the charts that actually look somewhat resemblant of today. So 7th of May 2025, you would have wanted to have been buying below, but at that point we were at the bottom of the overnight range, whereas today we're in the middle. This is somewhat slightly similar to today. Again, buying below would have been the best way to go. On this day, we had a big downtrend, which started after 8:30. So that would have been the day you wanted to sell. And this was another day you'd want to sell below. Another day you'd want to sell below. This one you would sell below and probably be stopped out, break even. This one you'd want to buy below. So it's relatively indecisive, to be honest. It is relatively indecisive. So we'll see what happens in the next 5 minutes. but this might be a day where we don't want to actually take a trade. So far, I've traded this system for 5 sessions. I've won twice, break even once, which was yesterday, and there were 2 sessions where I didn't take a trade. So we're doing pretty well so far, and trading this system where it's purely based on data has been really quite nice mentally. So I'm not going to take any trade immediately because there's really no more than a 50% chance of this winning. So if it moves below, I will not be touching it. If we move higher, then I'd be more tempted as the odds are much better. The difficult thing when we're within the overnight range here is a push below could just be where buyers step in. So it's very hard to know whether to sell below or to buy below. And that's what my data tells me as well, is it's essentially 50-50. Okay, so the market did just move below the school run bar here. So it's this bar with the yellow flag above it. The second 15-minute bar. So according to previous history, buying below this bar here only has a 40% success rate. Currently, that is what's happening. But the 40% success rate is why I have not taken it. Now, if the market can push above, that's where I'd be much more interested in buying. Okay, so the market's coming back down again. So you can see how the market's very indecisive so far this morning. If I show you what's been going on, we're in a range since last Thursday. I can show you yesterday's trade, which was stopped out for break even. So this was the school run bar below the overnight range, gap down, I think, if I remember correctly. This had, I think it was, I want to say, a 60-something% chance of success. We were very, very close to being stopped out twice across 2 consecutive 15-minute bars, only about 5 points from being stopped out. Market then moved in my favor. So I moved stop loss to break even, and we got stopped out for break even. So it's a sort of morning where, to be honest, I was quite thankful not to lose. And then the market moved higher, only for overnight the market to come back right back down into the range. So now the market's moving down. So it's failed to push higher. Now it's moving on down. So far, I'm pleased with my decision not to trade, because currently neither buying or selling would be working. And I would just be sat sweating profusely. There is almost no clear direction this morning at all. But still, if the market can push above the highs here, that could be where we'd want to buy. So again, buyers have stepped in below the low. If the market does move higher, I'm not going to buy immediately above. I want to see what the market does, how it reacts. So we're coming up towards the top of the range now. Okay, I'm long. I'm long now. I will draw the positions. I've got different screens for different accounts. So I'm long here. Stop loss down here. Now, I don't anticipate this will be a quick trade by any means, but what I'm ultimately looking for is for the market to test the overnight range high, and the low that we made down here is the low of the morning. Ultimately, I don't know if that's going to happen, but on 5 of the 7 occasions that I can see we've had comparable price action, that's been what we've had. Is it these ones? Yeah. Oh, wait, no, sorry. So it's hard to see. I need to zoom in a little bit, maybe. So here we pushed above. It took a while. We ended up moving higher. Here took a while. We pushed higher. Here didn't take very long. Tested the overnight range high very quickly. Here again took a while, right? Took the whole morning, but we slowly moved higher. Here again took a while, but we got there to the top of the overnight range. Again, top of the overnight range, and again top of the overnight range. So that's why I'm making this trade. So it's not based off of vibes. It is because that is what has happened in the past. But yeah, this could take a while. So I'm just going to mute myself and let this play out. But yeah, we'll see what happens. while this is playing out, I need to start collecting charts for the NASDAQ because I want to do the exact same process in the US market. I'm not actually planning on trading the NASDAQ anytime soon at all, but the charts only go back a few months, so if I don't screenshot the charts now, they'll be gone forever. Market not looking particularly great right now, by the way. We'll just have to see. Yeah, well, that has not worked. The market is just completely shat the bed. So that's my first loss with this new strategy. Well, I say it's new, it's not new. More developed, I guess you could say. It's very easy to say in hindsight I should have just not traded. It's very, very easy to say that immediately. But It'll be interesting to see if buyers just come immediately underneath, which would be very unlucky. Okay, I'm going to end the stream there. That was a very difficult morning to read. So I really thought that given that we'd had a range in the first half an hour, buyers then came in below, and then we closed this 15-minute bar above the first 30 minutes range. I thought that was a very good sign that the market would at least push to close the gap from yesterday and likely the overnight range high. But pretty much as soon as that bar closed, we sold off to a new low. And then once again, buyers have stepped in. So very, very difficult to read this morning. Now, ultimately, I took this trade because on 5 of the 7 occasions where we've had this happen, or something very comparable, where we've had a gap down within the overnight range and an entry signal above, 5 of the 7 times that has gone on to be a winner in the last year. But this morning it was not. So you can see buyers have stepped in now below the low, which is, well, you could argue it's bad luck. You could just say whatever, but it is what it is this morning. It's a sort of trade where I didn't really do anything wrong. That's just the nature of probabilities. So anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, have I not been sharing my screen this whole time? Ooh. I apologize if you've not been able to see what's been going on. I was supposed to be sharing the screen. Anyway.